So I remember my first culture shock on my first day in the US. Maybe they tried to lure in men. That was a big discovery. Hello Internet! This is Irina, the Siberian who's gone international, and today I'm making another video about certain things which I like about a certain country, and today it is the USA's turn. I've spent the whole year living and working in the US, in Miami, and also I've been to New York, San Francisco, Orlando, Key West and Las Vegas, and based on these experiences I've selected 7 things which I like about the US. Also later I will make a video about things which I don't like about the US, but let's start on a positive note. Let's go! The thing number 1 which I miss here in Russia is parking. The way parking is organized in the US is really smart, I think, because most of the condo buildings they have the first 2, 4, 5 or even more floors dedicated to just parking. This way you can avoid having these huge parking lots next to the building which do nothing but consume space. Having parking in the lowest floors of your building solves a lot of problems. Well, first of all, you don't have to sweep off the snow before you have to go anywhere because this parking is always roofed. Second of all, you don't have to run from your car to the entrance of the building under the rain if the weather is not that great. Then these parking spots, they're usually located close to the building's elevator, so you do not have to carry heavy bags if you've just gone grocery shopping. And let's face it, nobody really likes living on the first or second floor, and this way nobody does. And obviously it saves a lot of space and looks nice. In comparison, here's how a typical parking lot looks in Finland. It's not bad, but it still consumes space and it's quite a walk from the car to the entrance of the building, and every winter morning starts with digging out the car from the pile of snow. In Russia it's even worse, because now they build a lot of these tall condos, but for some reason there is still no laws obliging the developers to dedicate the first few floors to parking. So as a result, the entire yard is filled with parked cars, which looks ugly, and parking in the yard like this is a total pain in the ass. I mean, yes, both Russia and Finland have these buildings with the underground parking, but it's more an exception than a rule here. Small talk. Many people say that they see this American small talk as hypocrisy, but I don't. I actually like it. Okay, maybe not at work, but at work almost everything which consumes more of my time than it could have kind of annoys me. You can check out my video... I forgot again! Anyway, you can check out my video How Not to Be Annoying in the Office, where I rant a lot about the things which annoy me in the office. Also, I don't like these hello, how are you, good, how are you, good types of conversations, because, I don't know, they're supposed to show that you're being polite, but in my opinion, because both of you know that you're not really asking how the person is, and both of you are expecting nothing but good as a response, it rather highlights how uninterested you are in how the person is doing, rather than shows you being polite. I don't know, I feel awkward when I participate in the dialogues like this, but let me tell you what kind of small talk I do like. So I remember my first culture shock on my first day in the US when I was walking to the office for the first time ever, and on my way there one woman just approached me and started talking to me about, well, what a nice day it is, and nothing really in particular, but she was so friendly and nice, and we talked like that for maybe 3 minutes, and then I continued my way, and she didn't even try to tell me that Jesus loves me. It wasn't anything like that. Same with the elevators. If you happen to share an elevator with your neighbor, he will probably start a short, nice conversation with you, and he will be all happy, smiley and friendly. And I do like that. I'm one of those people who finds being silent while standing next to another person very awkward, and this is something that I struggle with a bit in Finland, because in Finland people won't really talk to you unless they really have to, and being a foreigner is just easier to adopt and integrate and learn the language when the locals do talk to you. This way you also feel more like you belong, I don't know. And yes, there are exceptions to every rule. There are quiet Americans, there are very sociable Finns. Just recently I was approached on a train by a sober guy who wanted nothing but talk to me, and I don't even think that he was trying to hit on me. He was just really chatty. So what I'm saying doesn't apply to every single representative of the population, it's just, you know, general trends. Hello, this is Irina from the next day. I just realized that I completely forgot to tell about the garbage disposal which are inbuilt into the sinks, and I love them in the US because the way it works is, for example, if you need to peel the carrot, all the leftovers you can just throw into the sink and then turn on the garbage disposal which is inbuilt into the sink, and it will destroy these leftovers into tiny pieces which will then go down the drain with water. And it's cool because here in Europe we just take all that biodegradable waste, put it into the separate bin where it starts rotting quite fast, so you have to take it out rather regularly, it smells, it's a bit annoying. So I think this garbage disposal, which are built into the thing, are so much more convenient. However, I'm not sure if they're equally environmentally friendly as the way we do it here. I will need to do my own research. If you know something about it, let me know, because if these two options are equally good, then I think in my future home I will actually be aiming to have one of those garbage disposals. Going out as a girl. I'm not sure if it works the same way in every state, but in Miami it did. So basically, if you're a girl, you don't really have to pay the entrance fees, you don't have to stand in the long lines, and sometimes you don't even have to pay for the alcohol. All you need to do is to know the promoter. And by know the promoter, I don't mean that you have to be the BFFs, you just literally need to know his name and his number, that's it. And then on the night that you want to go out, you just text him and ask him to add you on a guest list of the club where you want to go. And this is how you save $30 to $80 in entrance fees. On top of that, that promoter would often have a table inside the club, and from that table you could get free drinks. Up to this day, I'm still not quite sure what's in it for the club. Maybe by having these crowds of girls inside, they try to lure in men who would then come and spend money in the club and who would spend money on entrance fees. That sounds a bit dodgy, I agree, but it's hard not to enjoy free entrances and free drinks, especially if you're a student who earns, like I will tell you how much I was getting for my internship in Miami in my video where I will be telling about this wonderful experience. Trust me, back then I could never afford paying $80 for the entrance. And don't get me wrong, it's not like you're obliged to talk to anyone once you're in. You don't. You literally just get a free entrance and free drinks from a person who is not even trying to hit on you. Perfect. Hello again, it's been like 3 or 4 days since I recorded the video, and now I realize that I forgot to mention the most important point, which originally has inspired me to make this video, 5 things I like about the US. I focused too much on those little tiny aspects of life, and I forgot to mention the most important one, which I like even more than parking, and it's the diversity. I don't know, like I really enjoyed that we had a super international company where I was doing my internship. That probably was the only thing which I liked about that company, but it was really cool. We had Germans, Dutch people, Polish people, me, a girl from Latvia, Americans, Cubans, so it was very diverse. And this applies to the whole country, like it's so diverse, it's a country of immigrants, so, you know, you never feel like you don't belong, you don't feel like you don't fit, because everyone is so different that being different is okay. So yeah, being different, it's okay, it's encouraged. I mean, not encouraged, it just happens naturally that there's so many people with so many different backgrounds that no matter, like you cannot stick out like too much to be considered weird, because there is, I don't know, it feels like there's almost no norm, so whatever you are, it's like fine, because everyone is different in a way. And that is great, and I remember it applies to a lot of things, a lot of aspects of life, but I remember that what I felt for myself, it was clothing. I don't know, I remember that in the US I felt like no matter what I wear, I will feel comfortable in it no matter what. I can wear like some super high heels, short dresses, and like something ultra feminine, and it will not be like too much. Or you can wear baggy clothes and like be really relaxed, and again, nobody's gonna like judge you for not taking care of it. So yeah, nobody's gonna judge you for not taking enough care of yourself or not looking too presentable. And that is great, because that like all removes this unnecessary stress from your life. Like you can, like whenever you feel like wearing something, you can do it, and you don't have to like overthink it. Well, since then I think I fell in love with this international environment. Like since then, so I'm really trying to surround myself with that kind of atmosphere, and yeah, this is what I really appreciate about the US, the diversity and the acceptance of people from all walks of life. Sorry for these small videos, I just didn't want to take the camera out and just record it with the Telegram, with this cute circle videos, and I hope you like it. Like, it was just 2 minutes, so I think it's bearable. Okay, next to the next point. The return policies. It's really easy to return your purchases back to the store if you didn't really like them. It seems like the US stores are very flexible in this regard. Once I bought a pair of shoes, and in the store and at home they were fine. But once I started walking outside, I noticed that the straps kind of kept falling down, and the next day I tried returning them and the store took them back without a word. It was so easy. In Europe and in Russia, the return policies are stricter. I don't think you can really return the shoes in which you already walked outside, because even in my case, you could see a little bit that there were some scratches in the bottom, but they still took them. Portion sizes. Well, everyone knows that in the US you get huge portions, and I love eating out, and yeah, normally I wouldn't be able to finish the whole dish, especially if you go for multiple courses. But since taking a doggy bag home is pretty normal in the US, the next day I would have an awesome restaurant-made lunch. In Europe, the portions are smaller and the prices are similar or even higher if we're talking about Finland, so I feel that the price-value ratio is higher in the US. The clothes. I'm a bit ashamed to admit that, but this is one of the things which I miss maybe the most. Because the variety of clothes in the American shops is so much bigger than in Finland, and the prices of the nice brands are so much lower than in Russia. Victoria's Secret, Guess, Armani Exchange, Gilly Hicks, Converse, Levi's, all these brands are kinda expensive and even a bit overpriced on this side of the ocean. But in the US, the prices are kind of reasonable in my opinion. And in addition to those, I really miss the shop called Express, which doesn't exist in Europe, and there I could always find something pretty and affordable. And I remember I loved shopping in the US so much that I thought that, you know, maybe once I go back once a year I would be going to the US to do the shopping. That happened approximately 0 times in the last 10 years, but even now, even 10 years later, I still have some of the clothes that I bought back then during my internship year, and this top is one of them. It's from Express. I really like it, and it's 10 years old. Well, not 10, but some almost. The weather. A long time ago, whenever I would think about the US, Europe, for some reason I was making these parallels which have very little to do with the reality. I thought that New York is sort of like our St. Petersburg or Moscow, and Florida is kind of like our Italy or Spain. And then one beautiful day I took a look at the globe and realized that New York is actually located almost on the same latitude as Rome, 40 degrees north. That was a big discovery. So yeah, the Americans are really lucky with the weather. They're one of the most northern states, is located at the same latitude as the south part of Italy. And thanks to continental climate, you still have the states which have proper winter if you're into that kind of stuff. But if you want to, you can choose to live in a warm climate without having to leave the country that you're already living in or where you've been born. If you like this video, you can check out the videos 5 things I like about Finland, 5 things I like about the UK, 5 things I like about Canada, 5 things I don't like about Finland, and you're welcome to subscribe to the channel, follow me on my Instagram, and see me again in a week from now. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video, hopefully in a week. Bye!